Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Tej, and today I'm gonna be showing y'all how to make a beat for NBA YoungBoy, Juice WRLD, Polo G, kind of that somewhat like emotional guitar type of feel with some aggressive drums. Probably something similar to Bandit or something off of like Polo G's recent album, Hall of Fame. I made the beat from scratch, so I'll be breaking down everything from start to finish, and I'll be showing y'all that whole process. As always, I'll have the full beat played at the end of the video, so be sure to stick around for that. And with all that out of the way, let's just hop right into the beat. So the first thing I want to discuss is the tempo. For this, you probably want something in like the 150 to 180 range. I decided on 161, so I just tapped the tempo in, the one that I was thinking of. So right click on our tempo up here and click tap. You can use your mouse to click it in or any of the keys that correspond with MIDI on your computer's keyboard. So first thing I did is I got this Ace Nylon Light guitar preset from Flex, and I put in this guitar melody. It looks kind of complicated, but it really isn't. Our melody's in F minor. So all it is, we just have an F minor chord. And for the second half of the loop, we just have the same chord, but with our 5 up a half step to the 6th in the scale. So instead of C, we have C sharp. And our melody is where it gets a little more complicated, but it's really not too bad. It's mostly just this bass melody right here that I have highlighted. And I just added other notes up here to the top just to add some accent to it. So just our bass melody by itself sounds something like this. And now adding our top notes, we got something that sounds a little like this. And of course, I adjusted the velocity a little bit. I went and selected all the notes, hit Alt R, and I just adjusted this knob right here. Now if we add our chord into it, we got something that sounds like this. So for the effects on the guitar sound, I put some RC20 on it on the default preset. All I did is I turned the distortion off and added some space. Then I added Valhalla Supermassive, and the only thing I did was just turn the warp to 100%. And in the mix level knob, I put it to 41%. Then I put a low cut EQ on it. Then another EQ to cut out some of the harsh mids and the highs. Then I added the Yamaha Grand Piano preset in Keyzone Classic. And this pattern is just some bass notes. It's just using the 1 of the scale, which is F, and then the 6 of the scale, which is C sharp, and then just layer them down to an octave below and lower the velocities. And we got something that sounds like this with our guitar. And for effects, all I did is I just put a low cut at around 100 Hertz just to cut out some of the rumbly sounds from our lower bass notes. Next, I went into Arcade and I got this Together kit from the Hooked line. And I went in and put in these 2 vocal chops. In the VST, I turned down all the effects and I routed that to a mixer channel, and I put my own reverb on it. It's just the venue preset with a little more wet, and I turned the dry down and then just put a default Fruity Love filter on it. Next, I added a bass guitar, and it's this pickless pick bass from X-Band, and I put in this pattern. At its core, it follows our piano bass notes just with a little bit of accent notes here and there. So right here, we're just playing the C as our little small accent note, and when the C sharps are playing, we have G sharp. With the rest of our patterns, we got something that sounds like this. And for the last part of our melody, I opened up another key zone with the same preset that I used originally, and I just put in this arpeggio melody. I took the original F minor chord that we have, I copied the 1 note and I put it an octave up, and then hit Alt A, and then put the range onto 2, and just put these pattern and range settings right here. And then after I had the arpeggiated version in here, all I did is I went into the C notes right here in the second half of our loop, and I pitched them up to C sharp because it follows our bass note of C sharp. So with the other piano sound, we got something that sounds like this. So that's all I had for the melodies. So now I'm hopping to the drums. The first drum sound I got was this Nick Mirror clap. And then the next thing I added was this really basic hi-hat pattern. I believe it was from a hi-hat MIDI. I don't quite remember where it was from, but we got something that sounds like this. And so you might notice some effects on it. When I threw that into the mixer, I put some looperator on it, and it's just using a couple of these effects right here. And then after that, I added an effector, and I went to the filter and just put it on that right there. Next, I added this open hat, like kind of effect sound. And then I added my second of my 3 open hats. And then I added my last open hat. And then I added a snare. And then I added this shorter kind of like Zay Wheezy 808. And then lastly, I just added this kick. Alright, so that's pretty much all I got. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you're able to take something away from it. Leave a like if you liked the video. Hit subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let me know what you'd like to see me do next in the comments below. That'll be it for me. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.